Hey, it's 6 o'clock. It's time for morning coffee with Sandy, but yeah, it's Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish year. I'm a Jewish kid, and I'm fasting today, or at least for now. As someone very close to me said just yesterday, I don't fast because I need to have something to atone for next year. I don't know. It's pretty tempting. It's pretty tempting. Good morning. So, cleanup day for me, Day of Atonement. Let's talk about that for a minute because some of you may not know about it. For instance, did you know, you know me and my little crazy facts. Good morning, Opa. My little crazy facts. It just turns out that the word scapegoat was developed on this holiday. Because what used to happen is back in the day, they used to do sacrifices and all kinds of things that we don't do anymore. Good morning, Lauren. I'm just talking about Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the holiest day of the year for Jews across the world. And the fact that the word scapegoat came out of this holiday. Because at the end, I guess, of whatever service they had, in ancient times, they would release a goat out into the wilderness as kind of a symbol of letting all of the sins go. Isn't that kind of, it's kind of neat if you think about it, like let your sins go out into the wilderness and carry your sins away. Yeah, or there's this other thing that's taklish, which is you go out to the ocean and you cast your sins into the ocean, which sounds like ocean pollution to me, but what do I know? Anyway, I thought it might be kind of nice for those of you who, particularly those of you who are not Jewish, but who have Jewish friends like me, for me to tell you what the proper greetings are at a time like this. Because you wouldn't say happy Yom Kippur, because it's not a happy day. It's a day of reflection and atonement. It's a serious, hey, I did these things all year long because I'm a human. And as the rabbi said last night, we hope that you personally haven't committed all 613 potential sins, but the chances are someone somewhere did, and we collectively atone for those sins. It may be sins of omission. It may be things you didn't even realize that you did. It might have been not listening. It might have been being too much in your own head. It might have been being a little too cocky. Who knows? Anyway, we get this day to clean it all up. And by the end of today, we not only get to eat like great, great food, but we actually start a fresh year. And Lord knows we could all use a fresh year right now. Am I right? So what do you say to someone at a time like this? First thing you might say would be, have a good year. I mean, that's an easy one, right? Oh, it's 53 degrees, dreary and rainy there. No, it's got to be sunshiny. You atone for your sins and the sun comes out. Opie, you need to come out to the desert. There's no question about it. You could say have an easy fast or a meaningful fast. You could say good yontif, which just really means happy holiday. Yom tov, which is good day. And there's like an assumption that it's a good day because you're not working. It refers to a holiday when you are not at work. Does that mean work isn't good? Because I love work. You say Lishana Tova, which means a good year. Have a good year. Instead of Happy New Year, it's have a good year. Gemar Tov or Gemar Hatima Tova, which refers to the fast. Have a good fast or an easy fast. Okay. So there's this golfer. He loves golf, just loves golf. and he knows it's Yom Kippur, and he knows he's supposed to be at synagogue, and he is not supposed to be playing golf, but he loves golf. He can't manage a day without golf. And by the way, I am not playing tennis today. He can't imagine a day without golf. So he quietly sneaks down to the golf course to play golf. But an angel up in heaven sees him on the golf course and immediately goes running to God and says, "Hey, God, that guy down there, he's supposed to be in services. He's supposed to be in temple, but he's playing golf. You need to punish him." And God looks down and he says, "He's definitely playing golf when he's supposed to be in synagogue. Yep, he should be punished." As the day goes on, the guy playing golf is having like the time of his life. He gets 2 holes in one, 2 of them, and he gets out of the sand trap in one shot. He goes directly over the water trap. Seriously, it's I don't know, what do you call them? Birdies and mulligans and all those words that he's got it all going on. And the angel looks down and sees this guy smiling and celebrating, and he goes running back to God and he says, "I thought you were going to punish this guy." And God looks at the angel and says, "I am. Who can he tell?" Get it? Okay, let's move on. I had some amazing news yesterday. I had some really, really good news yesterday. So this is a little personal, but I want to share it with you. When you get to be, I'm going to say over 96, it's really hard to reach down and cut your own toes, cut your toenails. So you have to have it done for you. Well, for the last few years, I've been cutting my mother's toenails for her because I think it's important. And besides, if your toenails are too long, they pop through your socks, they start to curl, they hurt. I mean, she actually got an infection once because she didn't cut her toenails. That's why I started cutting them. Well, I haven't been able to see her in months. I have not been able to hug my dear, sweet, tiny little mother. And the other day I said, "Mom, are they cutting your toes?" Because I keep requesting it. "Are they cutting your toenails?" She said, "I don't know," because she has dementia, so she really doesn't know. I said, "Let's see if you can show me." And I'm trying to figure out how a 97-year-old is going to show me her toes on a portal. But she did it. I swear to you, 97 years old, she takes off her sock and picks up her foot. Wait, can you see it? Sort of, yeah. She picks her foot all the way up, puts it on the table in front of her to show me. Swear to you, she is amazing. Anyway, the toenails were ridiculous. Ridiculous. I said, "Mom, you can stay right where you are and you can watch me, but I need to make a phone call." And I called the home that she's living in, and I left a message for the director of the whole place, and I was angry. And I said, "This is ridiculous. You need to take care of her. I have been talking about this for months now, and it hasn't happened, and you need to take care of it, and you need to call me tomorrow and tell me what you're going to do." So he called me yesterday. He said he could either send her for a pedicure because they have somebody upstairs who does hair and nails and stuff, or we can try and find a podiatrist to come in, which is what they've been telling me for months anyway. This was my response. "Really? Well, you're not sending her for a pedicure because she hates people to touch her feet to begin with. And really, you could bring a strange podiatrist in, but you can't bring her daughter in to do it? None, unacceptable. I'm going to come and cut my mother's toes. What do you say about that?" And he said, "Okay, when do you want to do it?" I get to see my mother. I get to see my mother. I had a COVID test 2 days ago, a just in case COVID test. Hopefully I'll get my results today. And I told him I wouldn't come unless I got my results. So it might not be today, but if I get my good COVID results today, I'm going to gather everything I've got and I am going to go see my mother. And it is the most amazing blessing I can possibly imagine. So keep your fingers crossed. I don't think I'm a sick person at all. Well, I'm a little sick, but not COVID sick. Anyway, that was my amazing, amazing, amazing news yesterday. I get to hug my mama this week, maybe today. Who knows? It is National Drink Beer Day, which is good for those of you who are not fasting and for those of you who are celebrating Oktoberfest. And in the vein of interesting tidbits, because I love to share interesting tidbits with you, you should know that the Guinness Book of World Records was actually started. Yes, 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 yes. It was started by the director of Guinness beer, malt, ale, whatever you call Guinness stuff. Anyway, it was started by the head of the brewery back in 1850, the Guinness Book of World Records. It is no longer attached in any way to alcohol, but it's still the Guinness Book of World Records. Cool, right? Today, I am not drinking coffee because I'm fasting. But tomorrow, I know you're going to be excited, is National Coffee Day. Yes, it is. So, National Coffee Day is tomorrow, and we must celebrate. Wear your best outfit tomorrow. Use your best coffee mug. And would you do me a wonderful deal favor? Would you post your favorite coffee mug picture of you and your mug on What Do I Say, What Do I Do? I would love to have a whole slur of coffee talk pictures on What Do I Say, What Do I Do? Can you do that? Yeah, I will. Maybe I'll pose with all my mugs. I don't know. But tomorrow is National Coffee Day. Woohoo! Interestingly, it's also Rabies Day. Today, I mean, tomorrow's Coffee Day. Today is Rabies Day. And that's not that exciting, but doesn't it make you think of Old Yeller? Did you watch the Disney movie Old Yeller when you were a kid or read the book? I had my grandson watch it with me like 2 times ago when he was visiting. We both sat there and cried like babies. It's such a heart-rendering, moving story. Yeah, yeah. Old Yeller, Rabies Day. What else? In 1889, there was the very first conference of general weights and measures, which, if you think about it, is pretty cool because it means that a gallon is a gallon everywhere and a pound is a pound everywhere. Pretty valuable. And it made me remember how exciting it was when my dad was chosen to be on an international committee of weights and measures to for the scientific world, particularly, so that all of their measurements use the same, like metric. And if you were going to shoot off a rocket in Germany or in France, it would be using the same measurements and the same information as we used here in America or in Canada or in Mexico or in Russia or wherever, but they would be speaking the same language. I didn't explain that very well, but you get the idea, right? Yeah, my dad was chosen to be on that committee. I remember that. Oh, my heart, my heart. Yeah. I had enough beer last week to last me for a while. I partied like it was 1980 and I was a senior in high school. Okay, well, then tomorrow on Beer Day, you can just talk about it instead of drinking it. It's the anniversary of D-Day, 1944. This was D-Day. So not you probably, but your parents or your grandparents in the war celebrating D-Day. Kind of a day that, like started things, didn't finish things. So I'm not sure what a happy day it was. Confucius's birthday. Yep, Confucius say, birthday, good day to celebrate and blow out candles. Yeah. Also, Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan. I don't know how many of you were as lucky as I was to see the Beatles on Ed Sullivan and Elvis Presley was on Ed Sullivan, and they only photographed him, wait a minute, from the waist up because it was so shocking that he moved his hips. That was like shocking, shocking, shocking back then. Seriously. Oh, if they could see us now. Woo! Bridget Bardot's birthday. So here's something interesting. You know, she was a sex kitten, right? She was also an animal activist. That girl really had the animal stuff down, didn't she? Yeah, she was pretty hot. No, she really was pretty hot. And she was very humble. That's the only word I can think of. She said she started out as a lousy actress and she ended up the same way. Although there are those who would disagree. Arnold Stang's birthday. Now, my guess is you have no idea who he was. He was this skinny, funny looking little comedian. I'm going to say in the 50s, maybe. Maybe he went into the 60s. I don't know. Why do I remember him? I couldn't even tell you, except me, who doesn't even eat candy. He was the spokesperson for Chunky. Do you remember Chunky? Do they still have it? They were like these pyramids, but flat on the top, of chocolate called Chunky. And his thing was, Chunky, what a chunk of chocolate. That's why I remember Arnold Stang. Could I pretend to have a drink of water? Or coffee? Oh, it tastes good right now. All right, here's what I want to end with today. From my favorite, Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends. This is called, wait a minute, that's not the one I wanted to read you. Well, I'll read you this one too. Treehouse. A treehouse, a free house, a secret you and me house, a high up in the leafy branches, cozy as can be house. A street house, a neat house, a sure and wipe your feet house. Is not my kind of house at all. Let's go live in a tree house. Oh, I get it. A sure and wipe your feet house is not my kind of house at all. Let's go walk. Yeah, okay. All right, here's the one I wanted to read to you because I think this one is pretty timely. It's this one here. It's called Fish with a question mark. The little fish eats the tiny fish. The big fish eats the little fish. So only the biggest fish get fat. Do you know any folks like that? If you're fasting, have an easy and meaningful fast. If you're not fasting, take the message of Yom Kippur. Look around you and see what you could be doing differently and do it that way. I'll see you all tomorrow at the beginning of my Happy New Year. Bye.